go. Hello, breadfiesta here, and welcome back to Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. We have gotten our appropriate work attire put on here. As we'll always start off with reading the memo from the Car Mechanic Head of HR Simulator, just an update on kind of last month's situation, because it has been a month since I've been in the garage because I have had other commitments. I sat down with Car Mechanic Head of HR Simulator. We talked about the whole Valentine's Day sort of incident. Turns out that, you know, there's a kind of a history there. It was actually on Valentine's Day that Car Mechanic Head of HR Fiance Simulator left Car Mechanic Head of HR Simulator at the altar. So it was a very triggering time, and being given a Valentine by some slovenly, late to work, doesn't wear the proper work attire Car Mechanic Simulator was just not what she was really looking for. But so we had a discussion and we talked about it, and everything is good. Everything is great, and we'll just we'll just kind of see how things go from there. So all is good, and the dinner was great. Anyway, let's read the memo here. This month is the month of March, so we have a St. Patrick's Day special. This is from the Car Mechanic Head of HR Simulator. Great title music playing. So our St. Patrick's Day special, bring in your green car. That's all. That's the end of the memo. That doesn't seem like a special or like a deal. I mean, we worked on more green cars last month, I think. Do we even have any green cars kind of waiting for us right now? No. I'm not gonna decline these jobs because they're not green. What the? Well, who am I to question? Well, all right. All right. Let's just get into it. Let's do some car work, because our goal, so right now where we're at is we have 20k dollarydoos. We've got 8,000 experiencidoos. So we've got about, we have 4 more upgrades to get here, so we'll work on that. We also, once we run out of upgrades for our work, we can start to upgrade our workspace, which is another 8. So that's a total of 12k. So once we get up to 20,000 experience, that's when we'll unlock everything in the game. We're actually also very close to unlocking the parking. So that's something. And at that point, we can maybe start thinking about buying our own car. But for now, let's just start off. Let's just do something. Unfortunately, the first job is a DeLorean, which I do not enjoy working on. So, start ourselves off on not in a bad mood, but just working on a car that I don't particularly like, because I've never seen the movie, and it's one of them. Not even one of them double hood cars. It's one of those wrong direction hood cars, but also, yeah, it is a double hood, and also it's in the back of the whatever. What's wrong other than the volume being too loud? Alright, that's a lot of running gear faults. That's a lot of sloppy car steering. That's a lot of poor brake performance. And that's some loud exhaust. I'm not going to take it to the test tracks or anything, because the threshold is very high, so we'll be able to easily identify what's bad. So let's just actually, let's do a classic. Let's just take it over to the lifter and just get into it. So what were the 4 parts again? It was running gear, steering, brake performance, and exhaust. These are all like under the car sort of things. I don't think we'll need to, if anything, it would be like an intake manifold. But when we opened up the hood, I didn't like see anything immediately that we might need to remove. Well, you know what? Let's just take this part off first. And it's not even an intake manifold, it's an outtake manifold, exhaust manifold. I'm just gonna get that out now while I'm thinking of it. What do you think the point of the double hood is? Good question. Me. And why are those 2 bolts in the other direction? Like these ones go kind of top left to bottom right, but these ones go bottom left to top right, or maybe top right to bottom left. Why is it different? That's all the exhaust, isn't it? Yeah, that's both exhaust parts. So now it's all just like brakes and running gear. Careful with the... Alright. Okay. The person I need to be saying careful to is myself. But, alright. That shock absorber cap looked bad. The spring looks fine, but the shock absorber itself is bad. So that's 1. We're going to have to take off this rim. Do you think a DeLorean is a sort of car? Like, if you have a truck, I have to correct myself and call it a truck and not a car. Do you think a DeLorean, like, is a sort of car where I need to not call it a car, I need to call it a DeLorean? How... I have to take off the whole knuckle, so... Oh, hello. This is kind of fun. Can I get my cursor to a point where it doesn't have like an outline? Because that would be a fun kind of screenshot. Thinking ahead to Video Editor Simulator, which is the other game I play. I play it just as often as I play Car Mechanic Simulator. That's not true. I play Video Editor Simulator more frequently, because I make more videos than just Car Mechanic Simulator. You should check them out on my channel, youtube.com/user/breadfiesta. Okay. We are gonna have to take off this tire as well, because I see a bad brake part there. Rim. A couple bad brake parts. The pads and the disc here look bad. And the wheel hub. Okay. Bearing and the wheel hub, which has 3 bolts. Okay, I think that is all for this side of the car. What's our progress looking like? We got about half of the running gear faults. I haven't found anything for car steering yet, actually. And about half of the brake parts. So let's go to the front. Is it still called... I mean... So here's the question I was going to ask, is like, is the front of the car defined by where the driver sits, or is the front of the car defined by where the engine sits? Because... I can see like an argument being made for either. Oh, this knuckle's bad too. That's kind of annoying, just because of the sheer number of parts that need to be taken out for it. But experience is experience, so don't be decrying, the value of hard work. Oh, the steering rack problem, money. And the sway bar front end link kind of looks like an A to me. It might be a B. I don't actually know the difference between the front end link A and B. Sway bar front end link. Oh, we gotta take out the whole shock absorber, huh? in order to get the knuckle off, because we can't just like unbolt this. We have to take out the whole suspension before we can take out the knuckle. This is probably how it actually is for real car, but for you know, simulator car where the parts just sort of float in, you know, in space, it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of logical sense. I know I've heard this song before, but something about it just makes me feel like I have never heard the song. I've been watching a lot of Spyro 1 Let's Plays. I found a streamer who does primarily Spyro 1. And as they were going through, Deoman is the name of the channel. As they were going through, what level is it? I want to say Wizard Peak. They triggered like a secret song that I do not believe I ever heard. Like when I played Spyro 1 for my channel 100 years ago, I did encounter a couple of like the secret songs just from staying in like levels like Treetops and Metalhead for too long. But this song was just like, it was wild. I'd never heard it before. That's the premise of the story. Alright, that's everything. Were there any overlapping? So sway bars, steering rack, and outer tie rod. So it looks like one of the sway bars is the only kind of overlap. Okay, well, let's just start purchasing. I actually kind of want to go, after I'm done in this shop here, it's a double wishbone shock absorber. I want to go out to the retro game store. Spring. That's an expensive spring. Wow. I need a knuckle C. Knuckle. Because I want to get. I need both an inner and an outer tie rod. Yeah. My copy of Spyro 2, and I believe I mentioned this in when I played Spyro 2 about 500,000 years ago. My copy of Spyro 2 has sort of like a bite out of it. It's broken. It's a broken disc. So I wanted to play Spyro 2 because I think of the original trilogy, Spyro 2 is the better, or rather best, of the three. I think it builds enough on, is it front shock absorber? No, it's rear shock absorber cap. Why is that? It looks so different. Two of them. Rear wheel hub B. I think Spyro 2 built enough on Spyro 1 that it's a better experience. But I don't think Spyro 3... I think Spyro 3 cut corners, kind of. I feel like the lack of cutscenes, the lack of kind of transitions between the levels, I just don't feel like... I don't... I like Spyro 3. I think it's a good game. 2 regular river bushings, yeah. There's no way I'm not missing something here while I'm doing this. Trying to talk through like purchasing, but I always feel bad like when I go through like this whole purchasing thing, even though it's a lot of like, you know, the reason I skip it, sway bar front end link, it was a B part. The reason I skip it is because I kind of jump back and forth a lot because I don't have brain, so it's harder for me to memorize things. So I'm going to memorize this whole page. So 3 calipers, 3 pads, 2 discs, 1 ventilated. 3 calipers, 3 pads, 2 discs, 1 ventilated. 3 calipers, 3 pads, 2 discs, and 1 ventilated. And then we need exhaust, manifold, and rear muffler. Exhaust, manifold, rear muffler. Exhaust, manifold, rear muffler. Exhaust, manifold, and rear muffler. That's a crazy part. Look at this thing. What do you think that does? What do you think that does? Mixture unit. I like the way that looks. Anyway, I've purchased everything, so now we put it all back. That great steering knuckle and this pretty decent wheel hub. Okay. Now this is a case actually for this being the front of the car. I guess the front of the car being defined by where the driver sits, because ventilated brake discs are often in the front. Although when we were talking about like why would a brake disc be ventilated versus not, one of the questions I had is like, oh, is it ventilated because that's where the engine is? But then wouldn't the ventilation get all like the crappy stuff that escapes the exhaust into the ventilated disc? But now the ventilated discs are away from the engine, so like why? You can submit your answers in the comments or on my community page in YouTube, because I would not mind some engagement on my videos. Even though I'm not trying to get famous from this endeavor, it still would be nice because of the ills of social media that have been ingrained into my growing body from a young age. Why did it zoom me out so far? There, and that was an intentional zoom out. That was on me. I want to see if I can get this pushing. I think just the... No, let's do this. I think you generally want your front brakes to be working better. I don't know. Like, I think about it on a bike. I guess, yeah, if you're, because I usually, like, I brake with my rear brakes primarily, which led to my rear brakes on my bike being completely destroyed, while my front brakes were in perfect condition. But it's better because if you're braking primarily with your front and you have to do like a quick, like, front stop, or a quick stop, and you're braking with your front brakes, then you're going to send yourself over the handlebars, and then you're going to become injured, theoretically, possibly. Not theoretically, like, you can become injured, so possibly, potentially. So I don't know, it seems like maybe I was right to put the good brakes all in the back, the good brake pads. I don't know. Why is that shock absorber cap not the same color as the shock absorber, like on all the other shock absorbers we've worked on? What's the design decision there? Again, write your answers in the comments below. Let's do this one. I feel like I'm prioritizing kind of the driver's side a little bit here, but this is a car where the driver's side is on the, I guess I would say like the American side. Though it's not only America is not the only country that does it. I think Japan is also a drive on the left side. Yeah, because as much as like we complain about, oh, Americans do it backwards from the rest of the world, like it's not just America. There's definitely another country that does it, and I think it's a country I've been to, so it's either Japan or Korea. I just don't recall which, or if it's either, or if I'm just thinking of something else I've seen on Wikipedia. Inventory. Oh, I would have missed that shock absorber cap. There we go. All right, now all we gotta do is just put that manifold back in there, and then we are set. Didn't start a timer again. At least my phone is near me, so I could see kind of what time it is. Hello? Why can I not put... Why can I not put this part back in? This was definitely a part I took out from the top of the car before. Isn't it? Maybe I have to... Maybe there is a weird, like, sequencing thing there. Yeah, okay, now we can put it in. Weird. Wasting my time, DeLorean. I don't even think I'm gonna put the hood down. DeLorean. It's actually 2 words. DeLorean. So from another language. Okay, that should be everything. Job. That's right. DeLoreans pay a lot of money. So a $5,000 job for just kind of looking for some rust. I'm okay with that. Bonus for completing job complete. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves another little bonus here and just see what we can fix, huh? What's our... Oh, we're only at 86,000, so we can't level up our repair any better. 54. 84. Nope. 100% steering rack. That's not nothing. 100% whatever I just clicked also. I got greedy with that one. Nice. Okay. Now, I think... So it's a caliper. We usually work on calipers. The wheel hub I'm not so sure about. I kind of want to keep these 100 parts. I'm gonna try something different than I usually do. So I'm gonna sell everything that's actually junk. Which means I can't just like sell everything. I could probably hit that sell junk button. Okay, I guess not. So I'm going to try to hang on to those because I can make more profit if I don't sell the steering rack. And if our next job has brake problems, which it does, probably going to require a caliper. So we may not need a steering rack until we get all the way over to this station wagon. All right.